So for this tag, what we will need are a bunch of squares. So I have a 4-inch square, 4 1.4-inch squares, one that is 0.625, and one rectangle that's 2 inches wide by the same height, 0.625. And then I have a freebie from the image. If you do a search for bow under free, you get a good amount of bows. I like this one because it's got the little the lines in it, so it kind of gives it some three-dimensional quality. So we're going to go with that one. But you can pick whatever bow you want. So you're going to start with the big triangle first, and you're going to start with these squares. So I'm going to make the squares white so we can kind of see what we're doing here. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to line it up so that it has the same amount on all 4 corners. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball them. And I'm going to use the align left and align right to make sure that they are equal, and same thing with top and bottom. And then I'm going to give this a slice with all of these. So what you'll do is each one you'll grab and hit slice. So what you'll have is a box with 4 holes in it. So that's what you end up having, is so you can see through them. And then we don't need those anymore. And then the bow will sit right on top of this. I'm going to bring this to the front. And I'm going to make a copy of this, and I'm going to weld these ones. And I don't want these 2 parts here, so I'm going to select my contour and I'm going to turn just these 2 off. And I think that that would be better. What we're going to end up using it for is we're going to make our own little tag here, and I'll show you how to do that. So we're going to zoom in here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to rotate it 45 degrees, and I'm going to line the X up right on the line where the end of the rectangle is. And then I'm going to hit slice. And that's going to give me that shape so that I can put my to and from on here. And I'm going to use that probably when I build it. And I'm just going to make it a different color so you can kind of see it. But I'm going to kind of nestle it in here, I think. And I'm going to put the to and from here. And I might make, I think let's make one that says to and one that says from. That way we can have it together so they look like they belong together. Maybe make this one a little bit longer. Like that. All right, so these 2, I'll unite these ones in case we need to take it apart later. But I do want to take a circle here and kind of mimic where the bow will be, the knot, and kind of notch it out of this so that it looks like this is inside the tag. And we'll slice that, and we can delete all this stuff, and then this will kind of nestle underneath there like that. So we'll have this piece to cut. This will be all one piece, and then these will be open. And then what we'll take is we'll make a duplicate of this, and we're going to hide all the contours. And we're going to give this a little bit of an offset just so we can have a little bit of space around our package. And we're going to unite these or weld them, either or. So we'll make this red for right now, just so we can kind of see what we're doing. Bring this to the front. So we'll have like a red package with ribbon, and then this can be white. So we can put our names on there. And then we'll be ready to cut. So we have our cut pieces. We have our shape with our bow. We have our black matte part of it, and we have our part to write to and from. We have these little extra scraps, which I'm going to hold on to because they're perfect little squares, and I know I can find something to do with them. So that leaves us with assembly. So you could totally just keep it like this and do it. Extra step if you want to do it. Not, you know, it's completely optional. I have this textured, like mosaic-y type, I don't even know what you would call it, but I have this paper. And I'm going to try using this as the wrapping paper to go with the bows. So I'm only going to put it for the back of this part of the square. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to be behind. So I'm just going to kind of give myself a little notch there, and then do the same this way, just so I kind of know where I need to be. And then just a cut. So you can use any pattern paper that you like. It's totally up to you. You don't need to use the foil, but I thought the foil might look really cool with kind of give it that like satin look for the bows. So I am going to use that. And this part doesn't have to be perfect. You most certainly can bring your paper trimmer out and do all that, but I'm just going to eyeball it for this. So we have our, I already saw that I missed my mark there, so I'm going to have to trim a little more. And there we go. And this paper actually looks really cool with the red. So I am going to go ahead and glue this part down. I only need to glue the parts that actually touch the paper there. So I don't need to worry about the ribbon for this part. And then next you will put glue on the back of this and line it up with the back of your mat. So we'll go ahead and do this. And then this tag is pretty large for being the 4 inches. So if you wanted to make it smaller, you most certainly could. I just figured we've done a lot of really small tags that this one might have a little more grandioso with a larger gift if you needed something that went with, you know, a bigger package. So, all right. And I'm going to write our to and from on here before putting it on, because I don't want to mess it up. And then if I need to cut it again, I won't have to worry about gluing it. So we can use a Sharpie. You can do your stamps on this if you want. And we will do this next. And then this tag is completed. This one was an easier one as well. You could embellish with maybe some holly, or I mean really anything. I mean, it's a it's a package, so I mean, it should be pretty simple. But there you go. Simple enough that you could change it up with whatever you wanted. You could put, you know, little embellishments. You could put, you could even go in and you could have inked inside of here to kind of give it a little more dimension, little shadows in between. You know, you can make your own pattern paper. I don't know if any of you guys use the distressed inks with the water, but we've come up with some really nice pattern papers of our own. Let me show you what we've made. I had my husband and my son helping me out in making some of these, but these turned out really neat. These would be perfect for this kind of project. So you'd have like a pattern like this where you could do the ink on it and then you spray it with water. So we had like different types with like water drops and different colors swirled in there, and these all really turned out awesome. Like this one would have been really cool in there. So just something to think of. I mean, the opportunities are endless for this, so you could make it your own, or you could just simply keep it as easy as this. You could do the hole punch at the top here so that it hangs. This would also be cute, as I'm looking at it and thinking about it, if you did take the ribbon part out of here, you could put photographs in here, which would be really neat too. It could be a little ornament. So hopefully you guys can share some ideas on what you've done. I would love to see them in the comments. So thanks, and I hope you enjoyed this one.